All right. Okay, now what I'm showing you here is how to create a board so you're set up for staining. You don't have to do one side, let it dry, flip it over, let it dry. You can stain one side, flip it over, stain the other side. This is shop staining, all right? If you take your doors and drawers to a shop, this is a method they're going to use back in the shop. It's quick, it's faster, you're not having to wait time for one side to dry, and you can just keep moving forward. It's for production, all right? So I'm going to show you how I made this, and no further ado, let's do it. All right, now the first thing I did is I took a block which is taller than the nails coming through, and I set it on here. All right, I could have set it, I didn't even need this board really. All right, so you just set this down, okay? You take your board, you flip it over, and then you proceed just to nail. All right, you equal, just so it's a left and right side so that it's balanced. All right, that's all you're doing here, okay? So this is the end result. And now after you get your drawer stained or door stained, you take it, for example, and you just take your door, you set your door on here, and you can stain it. Then you grab it by the corners, on each end by the corners, and you flip the door over and you do the other side. All right, and that's how that's done. So just want you to see that this is what people don't show you. This is what the shops don't want you to know. And I didn't think about doing it last time. So there it is. I use nails, you can use staples, just so that your board's now floating, and these little pins keep it up. And if you have to touch them up, it's no big deal. So all right, no further ado, let's get to sanding. Now you want to sand all your flat surfaces first, and then you work the detailing. And you want to angle your pad here at an angle, and you come into here, and you don't want to get too close, all right, because you're going to start sanding. See where that meets the detail here on the edge, all right? So you're going to start sanding in here, and you don't want to do that. So you kind of bring the pad at a slight angle, and you come in as close as you can. Then you hand sand that out. I showed you in my last video how to do that. All right. Okay, now I'm going over this with 80 grit sandpaper, and then I have some 600 grit. All right, so I'm going to go over it with the 600 after, and I may put some sand sealer on this, we'll see, but I'm going from 80 to 600 so that it smooths it all out. It's already real smooth, so I'll show you what's going on. Now as you sand through the stain, stop sanding. Once it's clear, stop. All right, you're just taking off the surface of this polyurethane or your clear coat, and the stain. Once you get down to the bare wood, don't sand anymore. All right, and keep your sander flat at all times. Don't bring it up, don't bring it back. Keep it flat and slight pressure downward. Okay. Oh really? Okay, this is coming off pretty fast. I'm going to show you how long it's taking. And got a little bit of sanding there and slight sanding there. It's 80 grit sandpaper. Done. All right. And so that's about it. All right, I'm going to show you here real quick. All right. Done. All right. If you keep sanding, then you're going to wear the edges. You're going to wear this up here. You're going to create wear marks. All right. Now you get into the detailing. Now you could use a 120. This 80 is perfect on this oak, and it's smooth. All right. And I'll show you in this area here. I have a little bit of sanding to hit it with, and a little bit in this area, and then obviously in this corner. All right, but let's get to in here. All right, so let's take a piece of used 80 grit. All right, then we just take the shape here, bending it away from this edge here, bending it back away, putting downward pressure it into this corner and this edge, and just come in here and sand. Okay, taking the contour. All right, now I'm pressing into the cove area, the hollowed out area, the convex area right here. All right. Now let's look at this up close and personal. All right. Just about got it, and that's done by hand. I can also get the palm sander in there as well, but I'm just trying to show you this 80 grit. It's perfect. You could use 120, maybe a little smoother, take a little longer, but using the 80, if you're careful, you're good. But if you're not comfortable with 80, use a 120. All right. Alright, door is just about complete. Alright, now I hit this area in here. Okay, all that stain is gone. The clear coat is gone, whether it's polyurethane or lacquer. Now I just got to work the details around the edge. Okay, there is a carpet padding underneath. All right, now let's do this side. Now, I will show you this, okay? Now look at this. This is smooth. I want you to see the wood grain. You don't see any scratching going on in this wood grain. Now if I had a 60 grit, this oak wood would be scratched. You'd see scratches in this. You'd see swirls in it. Okay? But this is good. Alright, I just want you to see that up close and personal. Alright. So this 80 grit is good. Now the problem with the 80 is you can wear this out. You can wear out the corner and drop it. It'll start changing. But you keep it flat. You keep it moving. And you be consistent with how you're sanding. And you watch the clear coat and the stain come off, and then you just kind of stop. Alright, so that's complete. Alright, you see the angle, you keep it there and go slow. Alright, and you stay right down in the cove. Alright, you stay right down in this area in here. You don't interfere with your straight edge. Alright, your straight edge right here on your detailing. Now we're going to get to these boards and I'll show you how they're used, so just stay tuned if you're still here with me. Now I switched over to a 120, and again just keep this right there at that edge, right below your edge, and go slow. Alright, now you can watch and see exactly how I'm doing this. I'm getting it lined up with this edge right here. We're going to follow it. Alright, now you see I've stopped right here at my corner. I've done the same on the other end. Alright, and so you can see, you just leave that, you stop short, run it at an angle, and that's how you do that, or you do it by hand. Alright, now we're going to get to the staining, the finish work on this, and show you how these boards are used. Now you want to come back by hand, alright, and catch this edge right here, because you don't want to round this over or make it sharp. or you know, change the detail of it. We'll come back by and catch it by hand, and then this inner detailing in here, again, put your finger in there. You want to get right down in that corner and get in here. All right, you don't want to sand against the board, against this insert. All right, you just push it straight, you raise it up just a hair, and you sand. You can use your finger as a guide to kind of keep it up off of there. Okay, so you run your finger there on the face of this drawer, the face of this door, and you float it. All right, you just take the contour, you just work it, you just take the contour of that detail, and be careful. Okay, now you see I'm going flat because you don't want to change this either, so you want to do this section in here by hand. You really don't want to hit that with your sander. All right, because you don't want to round that over. It's super easy to round that detail over. All right, and your door is going to start looking funky. And that's why you want to do this by hand. And it's worth it. It's well worth it. Okay. Doesn't have to be hard. Just got to think a little bit about what you're doing. And this is a wore out 80. All right. Okay. All right, now let's make sure you would get this dusted off really well. All right. Now let's put this over here and we will demonstrate how this works. Okay, now we are going to stain this. And I'll flip it over and I'll show you how this is going to work. So I'm just going to do the center area. Okay. Alright, so this is for demonstration purposes. We're going to do the center area, and we will show you here how well this works. Now we don't want anything looking bad. Alright, so might as well catch that there. But mainly, we're just going to cover this raised area here in the center, flip it over, and do the other side. Then we'll flip it back over, and you will see how efficient this is. You know, because it's on those little points of the staple or finish nail, whatever it is you've got, all right, that you're using, and it allows it to dry, doesn't really interfere. All right, and so we are going to show this, how this works, how efficient it is. And like I was saying, this is the way they would do it in a shop, in a cabinet door shop, that they were staining or painting. Alright, but it's great for staining. Alright, now this door is now covered. Alright, now if this whole door was completely stained, I would pick it up here at the corner with my fingers or with my palm, and then I would flip it over like so, and then just carefully sit it down. Bam, there it is. Okay, now we're gonna put some on this side. All right. Now we can bring this out here to the edge. Let's say you didn't want it to run over on inside this detailing. See, this is somewhat like dry brushing, somewhat. Okay, and if I was dry brushing, I'd hold it like so, and I would follow this edge. So you can do a straight line without tape. Alright, it's practice, practice, practice. See that? Straight line. No tape. Alright. So I was watching a guy the other day. He did a 6-foot wall demonstrating some things, and then you had painters coming back around going, oh, he didn't get any paint on him. Oh, look how clean he was. Well, he's doing a 6-foot wall, and he was being ultra careful. He wasn't throwing paint. He was working much faster. Well, not really faster. He had the right tools for the job, and he did a good job. But you had guys going, ah, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's too clean. Well, it depends on what you're doing. When I was painting every day, depending on what I was doing, I'd get paint on me. I'd get very little paint. Alright? So anyways, talking about painting a straight line, yes, you can do a straight line. It's practice, practice, practice. Okay, on the edge. Now, I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to show you as if this was all complete. Alright, I'm going to lift this straight up. Alright, flip it over. And you can see here, you don't even know. Can't even tell. Alright? And that's the beauty of doing this. So now I'm going to finish this door. And that's the... So, I hope this has made sense. I hope this has been helpful. Making these boards are quick and easy. Those are 1 1/4 inch nails, 1 1/2 nails, and 3/4 inch material. You could use 1/2 inch material. And these supports I made for the doors, all I gotta do is stick them in a corner. Next time I need them, I got them. And they're quick and easy to make. I just used some scrap wood I had laying around. And I don't have to wait for it to dry. I can flip it over, do the other side, and then it's production. You don't have to wait. You know, one side dry, flip it over until the next day, then do it again. This is what the shops don't want you to know. Alright. So there you have it. And I look forward to hear from you. United we stand, united we make it happen here on YouTube. So God bless. Bye for now. Take care. Never give up, because there's always a way. Always. Tell a friend. Bye for now. Tell a friend.